According to Global Times News on October 11, the latest round of conflict between Palestine and Israel continues to attract attention. According to reports from Russian satellite communication agency and TASS on the 11th, Russian President Putin during the 2023 Russian Energy Week, when speaking at an international forum, he stated, "If this conflict spreads to areas beyond Palestine, the consequences it may bring to the world could be very serious." Regarding this conflict, he also expressed, "If men decide to fight each other, let them fight. Do not involve women and children in it." According to satellite communication agency reports, Putin said at the forum, "If the issue of establishing a Palestinian state is not resolved, it is a fundamental political issue. The current situation cannot be resolved." He added, "The United States is trying to use material donations to replace the search for political solutions." According to TASS reports, Putin also called on relevant parties to make efforts to reduce the harm suffered by civilians, women, and children, and minimize the damage suffered by the elderly to zero, or reduce it to the minimum. He also mentioned, "If men decide to fight each other, let them fight. Do not involve women and children in it. Both sides should do this." According to previous reports from Russian media such as TASS, on the 10th, Putin met with the visiting Iraqi Prime Minister. During the meeting with Mohammed al-Kadhimi, he said, "The outbreak of a new round of large-scale conflict between Palestine and Israel reflects the failure of U.S. Middle East policy. The U.S. side did not consider the fundamental interests of Palestine." According to previous reports from multiple foreign media outlets such as CNN, Hamas, the Islamic Resistance Movement of Palestine, on the 7th, launched rocket attacks from the Gaza Strip towards Israel. A new round of conflict between Palestine and Israel erupted. Reuters reported on the 11th, Israel has mobilized 360,000 reservists in preparation for a ground operation in Gaza. Israeli Defense Forces spokesperson Conricus said that day, "Israeli troops have gathered near the Gaza border, ready to carry out the mission entrusted to us by the government, which is to ensure the security of Hamas, the Islamic Resistance Movement of Palestine, when this war ends, will no longer pose any threat, or the military capability to kill Israeli civilians." On the 11th, a Global Times correspondent drove from Jerusalem to the southern region of Israel. It was found that many towns here have become ghost towns. Air raid alarms sound from time to time. The roads are blocked by the military. The Israeli government signals a large-scale military operation. It becomes increasingly intense. Meanwhile, in Gaza, the Washington Post reports, as bombs fall, border crossings are closed. The Wall Street Journal reports on the 10th that the people of Gaza have nowhere to escape. Israel has cut off food, electricity, and fuel supplies to Gaza, urging Palestinians to leave the Gaza Strip. But they don't have that choice, because Israel and Egypt have both blocked the crossings to Gaza.